Senator Coons.
Thank you, Chairman Grassley. I strongly oppose Jeanine Pirro's nomination to be U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. As we just heard from Senator Klobuchar, senators have the opportunity, the obligation, to review and consider nominees to serve as U.S. Attorney from their home states. The U.S. Attorney for D.C. is the only U.S. Attorney not scrutinized by home state senators or apparently the Senate Judiciary Committee. She is not a serious nominee. She has not practiced law in decades, although she sometimes pretends to be an attorney on TV and wants to lead what is one of the most important U.S. attorney offices in our nation. She's called the January 6 insurrectionists imprisoned for their actions hostages, and she's agreed that the prosecutors handling January 6 cases should be criminally investigated and now wants to supervise those same prosecutors. I ask how they could trust her. We should bring Pirro in for a hearing so she could address these controversial statements because she wasn't vetted by a home state senator and never got a nomination hearing. Mr. Chairman, I also want to briefly speak to Emile Beauvais' nomination, which I did not get a chance to address last week. The state of Delaware is in the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. I served as a clerk on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. Most of us were here on January 6th, and we fled for our lives as insurrectionists attempted to stop the peaceful transfer of power and nearly succeeded. The United States Capitol Police saved our lives and did so by putting their own on the line. Hundreds of insurrectionists were charged and convicted for assaulting police officers that day. Mr. Beauvais used to agree with holding these people accountable. He even supervised some of the January 6 cases himself. But then President Trump pardoned all the insurrectionists, even those who assaulted police officers trying to protect us, and he changed course. He worked with Ed Martin to fire the January 6 line prosecutors. He demanded the names of FBI agents who worked on the January 6 cases. This is a shameful flip-flop that makes it clear he's willing to do whatever is asked of him, including attacks on law officers being disregarded. His response to your questions for the record, Mr. Chair, condemned violence against law enforcement, but then said that some of the U.S. attorneys who prosecuted those violent insurrectionists were just as bad, calling them equally unacceptable. A remarkable statement, equating those who attack law enforcement with those who took those criminals to court and got them convicted, simply doing their jobs as prosecutors. I care deeply about this nomination. The person who fills this seat will hear cases brought by Delawareans, and based on what I've seen, I'm not confident my constituents will get a fair shake in front of Mr. Beauvais, especially if they're challenging something done by this administration. I urge my colleagues to reject this nomination.
Senator Padilla, and then